X0R underscore 404 X cheered. X50.
Okay. Hello, everyone. How goes the day? Or evening. Or whichever. As the title probably will suggest to many, gonna be a bit of a slower day today. Maybe. I put quietly in quotations because you never know when someone's going to disrupt the flow. You never know when someone's going to be like, yes, quietly. I don't think so. Gift subs. We've had that happen before. But yeah, I think today I'm just going to kind of attempt to just quietly work on this thing and probably zone out really hard. Like, I think I'm gonna be zoning out super hard today. There's just a good chance of that. Makes the most sense. One could surmise. Yeah. Suppose I'll just get right to it then. My brain is just kind of on the stage right now. Not much thoughts really going on, which is kind of why I just want to zone out for a little while. Let me pull this up. Okay. Now then. Looks like the music's playing just fine. There we go. Okay, everyone. Let's get to work. So first things first, let's share things. Really hard there. The auto dimming screen is so finicky sometimes. It just doesn't like to cooperate. Excuse me. Let me think about what changes I want to make. I'm doing modifications to this sketch to try and get closer to something Blossom will properly enjoy. Hi, Panzer. He did the thing. Oh yeah, I didn't realize it. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Panzer. That's weird. TTS machine didn't say anything. Oh right, because it's a subscription. For some reason, I don't know why, but the TTS thing that reads out, or the notification thing that reads out when somebody personally subscribes, just sometimes doesn't work right. I don't get it. But hi, Panzer. Thanks for the subscription. You see, I don't freak out when you subscribe yourself to the channel, because that makes sense. Anyway, how are you? Doing good? How you doing, homie? Just quiet. That's kind of it. Just quiet. Quietly chilling out. Don't plan for much to happen. Blossom got more time added to her, I'm good and sick. That sucks. The good part's good, the sick part sucks. But yeah, Blossom got more time added to her timer, so she gets to suffer even longer. We love to see it. We love it when that happens. But yeah, I suppose I'm not the most talkative today. I just kind of want to zone out. Just want to zone out and work on my drawings. If anybody asking how my day is going, it's peaks and valleys is how I would describe it. Peaks and valleys. I got a thing of root beer though, so that makes it nice. Hi all. Today's just a chill kind of day. Yeah, it's Friday. I've never been to a TGI Fridays. I've heard people talk about it a bunch. I just never been there. In fact, I don't know if I've seen a TGI Fridays even. Maybe I'm in an area that just doesn't have them, or maybe I just, never noticed it. I don't know. Is TGI Fridays a bar? I've been to an Applebee's. I have actually been to an Applebee's. Restaurant and bar. Alright. I hear their Jello shots are popular from the Adam Sandler's movie Click. Now that's a roundabout way of going to say that, but all right. Never had Jello shots. Don't think I want to either. At least not right now. This current juncture of my life. Nah, if I go and get shots, I'm getting regular shots. No more than maybe 3 or 4. I'm sorry, but the concept of slurping Jello through a straw is really gross to me. I hear that sentence and I'm like, that sounds very no. Like, I don't like drinking anything viscous through a straw. Anything highly viscous, I do not think is pleasant to drink through a straw. Absolutely not. No. All right. My community is such a strange community. To be fair, everybody's community is a strange community because the very definition of the word strange means to be fundamentally different or odd. And by the context of what that means, everybody is strange or odd, so that means nobody is. Mistrain is the hobo bumming from a bottle of Fireball. Oh, by the way, without going into full context, and also I'm going to request you don't go into full context of it either, Lamb. Because I don't remember if I've revealed this or not. I probably have, but for the sake of right now. I'm currently at 49 items. Only a few people will understand what that means. Panzer will know what that means, and so will Lamb. But everyone else probably will not know. And Lamb, if I have to explain to you what I'm talking about, I will be very upset with you. Can't wait to hear what the new items are. Maybe after stream, if you're free later, and if I'm up to it, I'll run by to you the 9 newest items. Little Witty in the spaghetti. Where did that even come from? What would even prompt you to say something that dumb? brain come up with it. It's just a beautifully stupid way to say it. You know,
Yeah,
I haven't had
this is
homemade
big brain time.
I haven't had homemade spaghetti in probably close to I think 14 years. I think, if I'm trying to be as close as possible. So yeah, it's probably been close to 14, maybe 15 years since I last had homemade spaghetti. Like probably since I last had spaghetti in general. I'm gonna eat leftover spaghetti tonight. Good for you. It sounded so condescending, but that was just genuine. Just, yeah, good for you. Glad you can have that. It was just the contrast mainly. 15 years versus tonight is so funny to me. I don't get it. Okay, that one's pretty good, Al. My fun Friday thing was bringing a guitar to work to practice during break. Got a lot of funny stares carrying it around. Hey, who cares? You got to have fun, and that's the important bit. That's what I was saying. Blossom, I told you not to raid me. You have actively disobeyed me. Bad. Thank you, Cookie Cool Pro, for the follow. Also, I think Goodish is Al. Goodish is here as well. Sip Marmalade. Hi, Marmalade. Hi, Mezzaltine. Hello, everybody. Did you all miss the quietly part of that? Hi, hello. It is me. Hi, Goodish. The artist is being assaulted. That is what happened. Schmello. Hi, manic laughter. No quiet? That's too bad, because that's going to be kind of the staple right now. Not the most talkative tonight. Of course, it all depends on if Blossom screams at me enough. That is also a factor on the table. I thought I smelled beef. Huh. Astral was mugged by the raiders. They took his halo and coat. Yeah, they are gone now. The halo and coat are taken. By the way, as a fun little thing, people probably have noticed I did convince Blossom with the design that I made to cover her arms and legs in band-aids. Now, the primary reason I did this was because it was it visually was fitting to her as a person, but the other aspect to it was because originally I basically told Blossom it's because you just like to put them on for fun, but I also had this thought process for myself that it's that the reason that they're there is also because she is a massive klutz and is probably covered in many cuts and bruises from her cats, and I imagine that would occur on the legs and the arms. So there was thought behind the process. Hi, Messeltine. Actually, you want to see a funny art piece I did last night? Sure. Just be sure to tell me when you sent it, because I won't get a ping because I'm streaming. No show is secret. Okay, then if you don't want to show me, that's fine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, I missed the first one. You sent it, and then you say no show is secret. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's up your alley. That makes the most sense. That's fitting for you, Goodish. Okay. We wanted to do that one for a while. I'm gonna take a quick step away to grab a snack. I'll be right back. I'll just be a moment. I'm gonna just leave the screen like right here so that people can see the art as I go, but I will be right back. One second. Just getting some. That thing's got crazy far detection. I think it'd be best if I just move myself to the side. Hang on. Have a BRB screen. There we go. I was muted, I forgot. But I'm back. I got snack. Ow. Nope, not muted, just really quiet. And munching on chips. Like, listen. Like, listen, just... Hello, Egg. How are you? Hi, Tunist. Afternoon, all. How's your Friday been? Quiet. Nice. Mostly. Back, not eating spaghetti tonight. My stepdad got us some Ixon food. I'm guessing you meant to type Mexican food. much. All right. Blossom, are you in the chat right now? If you are, pay attention. Alright, gonna have to get Blossom the old-fashioned way. Okay. Alright, we'll pull you in. As soon as I can. There we go.
Hello.
Yeah, can you simmer down and be less feral? I actually want to know your opinion on this.
Oh, fine. Fine.
Yeah, I know. It's killing you to not just go full feral, especially looking at the design. Because, you know, feet.
Feet. For free.
Yeah, this is the first design I've done for you where the feet are on display for free, but not fully. They do have just these little transparent, like, semi-stockings.
That just makes it all the more sexy. It's like
Blossom,
if you have.
Shut up. Shut up. Alright, so how do we feel? I did do a couple of little changes here and there for this design. They're just minor ones, but let's see. How are we feeling on the base before I go to what I'm going to call the shawl?
Oh, it feels pretty empty, but that's part of the point, I think.
Yeah, the underside is gonna be a little bit more on the empty side. I have been looking that over. So there's a little detail I missed right here. I put more of the band-aids and stuff on there, but yeah, this side's a little bit bare. I'll probably add some floral-ish details. The color gradation maybe will kind of help out with the flatness of the shirt. I'll probably do some burnt edges, kind of the color gradation to give it some pop. But this is with the shawl.
That's cute.
The shawl and glasses are definitely the more complete version, which, you know, makes sense.
Main thing I'm worried about is that the off-shoulder look we already have for the default outfit, so having a second outfit that's also off-shoulder feels odd.
It's kind of hard to not have off-shoulder stuff with, you know, the physics of your design.
Yeah.
I can certainly do it, but it will look weird. But hey, let me do a quick little thing and see what you think. This actually shouldn't take me more than a few minutes. Because I can kind of cheat.
Alien, that's right, I'm an alien. Come in peace, but die with your unprotected heart. Dude, I got into the part in Zoe where Capone shows up, and I'm all like, fucking, he's such a stereotype. He's hardly said anything, but I'm just like, oh man.
Who?
Gabagoo, Capone.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I'm not gonna say much, but like, yeah, he comes off as a stereotype at first, but he becomes really funny later.
I'm excited to see more about him because
he's honestly just he's exactly what you think he is in some capacity.
I mean, I'm pretty excited to see any of the supernovas because the only one we've really seen is Law, and I'm all like, I want to see Kid, I want to see Killer, I want to see Capone.
You won't be saying that much longer for Kid. When you get to know Kid, it's like, this dumbass again.
I want to see him because I'm interested in like his character and like, okay, is he a dumbass? Is he like smart? It's funny. I've seen people compare him
so bad, but I can't.
I've heard people say that like he's the complete opposite of Law in a lot of ways because Law is very like planned and coordinated, and Kid is very just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want at the moment kind of thing. That's what I've seen.
I can tell you in a way. I can tell you in a way that is comparative, but not literal.
Okay.
You know how Luffy's crazy impulsive?
Yeah.
And you know how Law is cold and calculating?
Yes.
Just take the cold and impulsive. And you have Kid.
The worst traits. Their worst traits. I really love seeing Law and Luffy interact because of how they're such polar opposites in a lot of ways. Are you going to betray me? No. See, he won't betray us. I love that so much. He just goes no.
That's just peak Luffy right there.
Peak Luffy. You going to betray us? No.
No. Are you going to betray us? No. Okay, we're good. That's not how that works. Luffy, that's like, not how that works, Luffy.
Like Luffy!
It's like, Luffy, you're a lovable moron, but can we have you be more lovable and less moron?
Yeah.
It's like, we love you, Luffy. We love you to death. Please don't do this stupid dumb thing that you're doing. Please, we want to live, Luffy. We actually want to live. We want to have long lives, Luffy.
Like, dude, this guy, we don't know anything about him, and the only thing we do know is that he switched our personalities and gave us hell. Like, how are we trusting him? Why are we trusting him? He's just kind of
Meanwhile, Luffy,
nothing but trouble.
You guys sound like you have all the fun. Because it didn't happen to Luffy.
Yeah.
Imagine Luffy getting swapped with Zoro. Imagine the absolute heck that scenario would be.
I was saying on my stream that they introduced that Law has this ability, and then he doesn't use it against Doflamingo or any of his subordinates. like he could have used it any time. Like, I'm sure there's limitations. Maybe he couldn't use it on Doflamingo himself because of hockey or force of will or something like that. But
we do actually know what some of his limitations are, both in the show and from Oda.
Ooh, I'm curious.
This is not too spoilery. It's pretty much just like how we know what Law can and can't do for the most part. Most Devil Fruit abilities can be, in some capacity, negated by a strong hockey, especially those with Conqueror's hockey.
Okay.
And those with very strong Conqueror's hockey can almost outright negate most Devil Fruit powers that affect them directly. So fruits like, say, let's see, what's that one Devil Fruit? Law is a good example of this, but there's also like, trying to think, there's this one, remember the Door fruit and how it could affect people? The Door fruit could very possibly have its abilities become negatable by stronger hockey users because their force of will maintains their shape.
So basically you're saying that Law couldn't have used the personality swapping because straight up just they were too strong.
Yeah, it's
but he could use it against Sanji?
Well, Sanji's not the best with his hockey. Sanji's strongest form of hockey is his armament hockey. It's actually been stated amongst the monster trio. Each of them have a stronger specialization. Luffy's become better at all three forms, but his original specialization was Conqueror's hockey. And Zoro's was observation hockey. Whereas Sanji's was armament, which is why Sanji's like bare legs were able to hold their own very well. Zoro's observation is used to cut more thoroughly with his armament hockey. So he uses observation hockey all the time whenever he's using his swords, is what it's revealed as, which is why he's able to why he's able to cut so well compared to before. Remember how like in
so that just means smokers.
Do you remember in Alabasta when he cut number 1?
Yes.
So that is actually the first time we see Zoro officially tap into observation hockey. But it's a form of observation that's specifically to detect the rhythm of things. So that's why he's able to cut things that are harder regardless of like hockey strength. It's the idea of swordsmanship in One Piece. A lot of One Piece fans don't look into this and they think it's just stronger armament hockey just equals better swordsman, but that's not how it works. It's thought that there's a sort of theory that certain people with specialized observation hockey can do specific things, and that the better your observation hockey is in a certain way, the better of a swordsman you are. It's thought that observation hockey is more key to swordsmanship than armament hockey is, though armament hockey is also something useful as well, which is why black blades exist.
So you're basically saying that Smoker just sucks butt, and that's why Law could swap him.
Yeah, because he has very poor hockey. He relied too much on his Logia powers.
Yeah, he did.
Most Logia. One of the things is that's mentioned. I forget which villain mentions it. There's a character in One Piece. I think it's a villain that mentions Logias who believe themselves invincible often have short lives. I think I remember that. I think that was Blackbeard, actually.
Might have been. Anyway, I'm very curious because it's like they establish he has this ability and then he like never uses it again. Like,
intriguingly though, there is a way to counter an ability that uses hot. So if there is when hockey negates an ability, there's actually a way to negate the negation.
Ooh.
And you've already seen it in Dressrosa. Through it, the way it works is hockey can negate a hockey user's effect on you, such as when Luffy is in Gear 4th, why when he gets hit, despite him being hardened, it's rubbery, even though hockey should negate his rubber attribute.
That makes sense.
So hockey is effectively hockey is a clash of wills, and when the wills are on the same par, they effectively negate each other, and it allows Luffy's rubbery body to persist, but it also still doesn't mean he doesn't feel pain. So in a weird way, we know that when he, in certain circumstances, when he gets hit while he is using hockey, he either negates the other person's hockey and doesn't get hurt from the impact, or it still, you know, prevents it, but there's still like a recoil of pain that kind of comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still like his durability amp is still up, but it's thought that Law, the reason why like Luffy didn't get body swapped at any point is that Law wouldn't be able to body swap Luffy, because
Luffy
he was
be
like
too...
a strong-willed person with Conqueror's Haki, and he was already very proficient with Haki as compared to Zoro or Sanji.
Zoro didn't get swapped, so maybe Zoro also would.
Zoro probably wouldn't have gotten stopped either, because one thing that I love about Zoro is remember the snow harpy lady?
Yes.
You want to know the coolest thing about Zoro's fight against her?
What?
He didn't use Haki at all in their fight.
Oh yeah.
But here's the cool part to that. He no diff
Aura farmed so hard
that she knew that if he used Haki, she'd be obliterated. Dead. It was crazy. Put the fear of a demon in. He put the fear of a demon in that woman.
It was really funny.
You gotta think about how different of a person you gotta be to make a person that thinks themselves invincible with Logia powers believe they got cut in half through sheer aura alone.
So much that she couldn't reform for a while. That was crazy.
He literally made her believe. He convinced her that she got cut in half.
It was hilarious.
Zoro no diffing that snow lady, thinking that she had top notch on that. Was like, I'm a Logia type. If you had the ability to kill me, you would have. And then Zoro was just like, bet, yeah.
I do have to say, it feels like giving Law that power and then never using it again feels like Oda just wanted a body swapping episode, and then he just made a reason for it. He's just like, yep, we'll have this guy have that power. Why? I don't know.
Right.
And then he never uses it again.
It is one of those things. He did get very experimental with Law in the early points, but he got better at writing Law as he went on.
Law is still very well written. I like how he's written.
His powers is what I'm referring to specifically.
Yeah, I feel like his powers, he was trying to...
The limitations of his powers were very vague in the beginning, but we've gotten more idea of like what's the limitation on them.
Like particularly the scene where on the bridge where Law was fighting Doflamingo, he like takes a moment, he tries to make a room, and he actually can't for a second because he's so tired. And then he like manages it when he really focuses, but it's like, oh, you can see he has a limit. He's like reaching to the point where he's so exhausted that he can't make it anymore. So, like it's actually interesting.
A key detail a lot of people miss with Law's power is when he makes a room, it's effectively the same amount of exerted effort to making and maintaining those rooms is the same amount of exerted effort as like Luffy doing like one of his bigger attacks.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you know how like Luffy, even though it's like he can throw like say a red hawk a lot of times, but there's only so many times he can do it before he, gets tired.
Yeah.
Just like anybody, you run a marathon, you're gonna get tired. The room functions exactly like that. It exhausts him physically in a literal sense. Creating the rooms is a physical act for him.
I thought it was really interesting because they were running on across the bridge to Greenbit, and he was like not helping, and I was like, why isn't he helping? And he's like, look, I have a reason. It's a good reason. And then they're like, what the frick is this reason? He's like, I'll get tired, okay? I'm trying to save my energy for the big guy. I'm like, okay, that does make sense. Especially like right after that, he has to like fend off Fujitora and everything like that, and then he's basically exhausted by the time he gets back on the bridge.
Debate there is a huge debate, there was a huge debate on whether or not Fujitora had the devil fruit power or if his sword had the devil fruit power.
That's kind of hilarious.
There was a huge debate on it because we never see him use his devil fruit power without using his sword. But we did get confirms from, I think, Oda, that it is in fact his devil fruit power, and he just uses his sword as more of like a focus.
That makes sense. You're right, he does use his sword every time.
Yeah. So there was a huge debate on whether or not it was a sword that had a devil fruit power that wasn't a Zoan type, but we learned that only Zoan types can be imbued into objects.
Oh,
the reason for it is we learned, well,
no spoilers.
I'm trying to think if this is a spoiler or if this is just more details about the world that you could pick up pretty easily. Because it's like there are key contexts that you could read that could like show you these details without you having to like go far into the story. Like even before the time skip, you could kind of see it. So, you know how Zoan types, when they get imbued in the objects, they actually are like sapient creatures, right?
Yeah.
So, like the elephant fruit gets put into that sword, the a model of the dog fruit gets put into that gun. Let's see where you're at. I believe you've also seen like a few other aspects. There's also the jailers that impel down. Crocodile specifically says they are awakened Zoan users.
Yeah, we know what awakened now means because
Yeah, here's an interesting thing though. That's a awakening with Zoans is interesting because there's a wrong type and a correct way of awakening.
Ooh.
Unlike with a paramecia, where we know the awakening either enhances or spreads out the power more into the world outside of the body. With Zoans, with Logias, it's thought that it literally changes the environment into the element of that person. That's a theory, it's not confirmed yet. With Zoans, we know that there are two outcomes because we understand that an animal instinct or understand or will exists in Zoan types because it's taking the aspect of an animal. Think less like literal soul or force of will and more like you know, the instincts of a tiger are to be an apex predator. A forest tiger is an apex predator. It hunts, it kills, and it is the pinnacle where it is. So naturally its nature, its will is going to be inclined to being that, a primal creature. You can think of Zoan wills as being the wills of what they embody. So if it's like a dog, it's going to be like the one you saw in Alabasta. I believe it was I forget which breed of dog, but it's like a small kind of rugged, but not very rugged, somewhat timid, but very loyal pet, which is what we saw with that gun. It was a adorable little pet that was very loyal to number 4.
Yeah.
To Mr. 4. And we see that consistently with any object that gets imbued with a Zoan type devil. We see that the nature, the will of whatever kind of creature that Zoan type is kind of passes on and becomes the dominant thing over that object. With awakenings, you've been exposed to the wrong type. I won't say what the right type of awakening is so that you get surprised for when you get to see that for the first time.
Ooh.
But the wrong type is when the will of that animal totally overtakes the person. And they become a hybrid. They become a possessed hybrid. Think like how if someone ate, you've seen someone eat the cow fruit, the bull fruit model, and they became the minotaur. But they became this big, they're clearly very strong. And they have incredible they have incredible healing, stamina, recovery, all that stuff. They are monstrous in terms of like what they're capable of compared to what they would be like as a like what a regular cow would be. But the will of the person that was once there is totally gone. They're like still in there, but they're more like a, you know, a dumb animal now. The will of that zone, the animal that it is, has taken over that person's own will. So if a person without a strong will, someone who doesn't have a good sense of will or self, gets to the point where they awaken their zone devil fruit, they will just lose control.
That makes me curious about Chopper.
It is highly thought that Chopper is artificially awakening his devil fruit, but that's just a theory right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's also a thought process that Chopper's devil fruit is not the human fruit.
Yeah, I've heard it's the Wendigo.
Yeah, that it's the it is a mythical. Some people theorize it is the mythical zone, the human model Wendigo.
Yeah.
And I think that's a neat theory. I don't think it's accurate. What I think it is I think Chopper's fruit is I think it is the human fruit, and it is a zone type, but I think it's because most people think like if you eat that devil fruit, nothing happens, but Oda has somewhat comically said that a person, someone goes, what would happen if a person ate the human fruit? And he goes, you would achieve a form of enlightenment. Is how he described it. And my thought process is, what if it just made you more human? It literally made you superhuman.
Ooh.
Like the concept of it being is like, we've actually seen evidence with Son Goku, with the human fruit model Daibutsu.
Buddha.
Is he only has 2 transformations. He has his regular form, which gets inherited buffs from the ability, and he has the Daibutsu form. And it's thought that human model devil fruits only have 2 forms, or various ranges. So the concept of it is like, we don't know a lot of it because we don't have a lot of examples from Son Goku, but the idea is that Son Goku could probably like summon the force power things, the abilities from that to a lesser degree in his base form. So his base form is probably permanently altered in some way because it is a human model zone. But we know that there's like the true power is achieved from his primary transformation, and there's a thought process that that's his awakened form, not normal. Like there's an idea that the human model devil fruits will operate totally different from regular zones because they're dealing with the human nature or a human concept like Daibutsu. There's a thought process like if we're using mythical human characters, like theoretical characters, an example could be like
me and Shindo were joking about the human fruit model Jesus Christ. We thought it would be fucking funny.
That would be very, very weird.
It would be so weird.
But yeah, so you've seen the wrong outcome of an awakened zone, and we've not so far we've not seen an awakened the use case of an awakened paramecia type. Well, there's a thought process that we've seen 3 examples of it though. Not that we've actually seen it happen in person, but that we've seen 3 examples of it. The first example is 2, which is Punk Hazard, which is 2 islands, 1 burning, 1 frozen. That's the first example where it's like, it's 2 examples. One is a island of volcanoes and magma. The other is a totally frozen wasteland. And despite the paradox of 2 of those incredible bodies of extremes being literally right next to each other, they still persist, whether or not logic applies. So the idea is that... It kind of
scares me to think of what Blackbeard's power could be. Like, if he got awakened.
we actually think we have an example of that.
Ooh.
Which is what's that one place that I forget the name of the arc every time. It's the it is the Halloween Island.
Oh, Thriller Bark.
Yeah, it's thought that the fog, the impenetrable darkness of that fog, might be an aftermath from the darkness double fruit.
Interesting.
But that's just a thought experiment. It could just be that is just how that place is naturally. But it is thought that a previous user of the Rumble Rumble fruit and L's fruit was that island that Kid first went to. The one that's raining lightning constantly.
Interesting.
So there's that. And we actually think we've seen an example of an island that was permanently affected by the Pika Pika no Mi, which is Kizaru's fruit, which is Eni's lobby. Because it's talking about how there's there's always light at Eni's lobby.
Yeah.
And the idea is that could be a result of the Pika Pika no Mi.
I'm really interested to see, okay, so like for some of those it makes sense, like you can easily imagine what it'd be like if they were awakened. But for something like some of the paramecias are very odd, so like Luffy's I'm not sure what it'd be, and especially Law, like what would his awakened be? Like what if it affects the world around, like what does that mean? What abilities would he gain? Like,
I actually know this, so I'm not going to say it.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
I know that gets you excited because you know it gets revealed.
Oh!
I won't say what they are, but I'll say whose abilities we know what happens to them when they get awakened. We know Kids, Laws, Doflamingos, another character called Katakuri.
Katakuri, okay.
He comes up. He's my favorite antagonist in One Piece. Let's see. We know a couple of others. Panzer. And
I thought that Doflamingo's awakened thing was like crazy. How's the extra 38 hours, Forehead? I am going to stab you in the balls. You will have no balls left. I will skewer them and put them out in the city streets for everyone to see how tiny they are.
You assume that a veteran has both balls. I know a surprise. I have heard so many surprising stories about how for some reason retired vets for some reason are just missing one for reasons I don't care to ask for.
It's really funny.
I don't think it's funny. I think it's sad because that's kind of like, ow.
It's funny to think like you're like, how did that happen? They're like, you don't want to know.
Listen, a woman can ask how did it happen and not feel anything from it. If a guy asks that, it's the simple question of I don't want to know the answer to that. Anyway, yeah, there was a huge, like, for years when we figured out what awakenings were, people were constantly theorizing what Luffy's awakening would be. The most popular theory was one called Rubber World.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because the idea is like he just turns the world into rubber, but people kept thinking, well, that doesn't seem very useful.
Doesn't.
Another person thought that because we have examples of awakened devil fruits also enhancing the innate abilities, and because Luffy's paramecia type is so unique in that it's sort of Luffy is currently the only example of a paramecia type that with only maybe two other exceptions is the only example of a paramecia type that permanently changes the state of his body regardless of his own will or intent.
Yeah, it is really interesting that way. It acts almost like a Logia, but not quite.
One other character that we have seen have in it a devil fruit permanently change the effect of their body but not maintain the powers constantly like Luffy. It just transformed the appearance of the person, but the abilities are still something that can be negated.
Albedo?
Yeah, it was Albedo. But with her, it's still like an on-off thing. She can still choose when her ability takes effect and when it doesn't. Like,
that is very interesting.
Luffy can't choose to not be rubber.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. One can choose to become steel. There are plenty of examples. Usually Paramecias fall under two types, a conjuring type and a transforming type. That's usually how it works with Paramecias, is you have something that conjures something or one that transforms something. Even Foxy was an example of him conjuring something. He conjured what he called slow-mo photons.
Yes.
Even Hancock has a summoning type. She summons
the Mero beam.
Yeah, a beam that petrifies anyone that holds a form of strong emotion towards her. By the way, her devil fruit is constantly mistranslated. People think it translates to the love fruit, which it does not. Her devil fruit is a Japanese automatopoeia, meaning the mero no mean. Mero does not mean love. It means to feel a strong emotion. It means to feel a strong and powerful emotion. It does not mean love. So
as long as even if someone was angry at her, it would work.
Well, it's thought that the emotion needs to be a positive one, some form of affection, because that's what mero usually in its context stand for. Similar to how like the word stench, odor, and smell all mean the same thing, but the context of their meaning is specific. So, stench is usually a negative term. Odor is usually a neutral term, but falls to negative. And smell is pure neutral, whereas fragrance is positive. But they all actually mean the same thing and can actually be used in different things. Like you can say something has a foul fragrance and it be a correct statement. But you understand that there's a natural connotation to each word. Mero is a automatopoeia sound effect thing they use to describe the sound of strong emotions, which is automatopoeias are a big thing with a lot of devil fruit powers, so it's why translations get confusing. But it's thought that mero is effectively, if anyone has a strong positive emotion of affection, is what causes her devil fruit power to work. And she's one of the rare types whose devil fruit power can even somewhat pass by some hockey powers.
I'm very curious to see how her ability might work awakened too.
It's thought that the reason why her ability is able to bypass hockey abilities is because it works off of the individual's own will, because it is a context of affection, which affects the person's will, which is why it's thought that that's why Luffy wasn't affected, is because he doesn't feel strong emotions like that in a sense of attraction or affection.
Mm-hmm.
At least not innately. And his own will doesn't get deterred by that. And it's why that one guy who stabbed himself in the leg to try and break himself, where he focused his intent on the pain over his own attraction, which is the idea that he had focused his will somewhere else. So there's a big thought process that the reason Hancock's devil fruit power is so busted is why it's so intense, and why she's got such a stance as a warlord, is because it can play off of the effects of an individual's will due to the requirement of it needing to have a strong emotional attraction.
As long as somebody has that attraction, it doesn't matter.
Usually
even
for
if they
Hancock,
have conquerors.
usually for Hancock that translates to sexual attraction.
So technically, even though if Doflamingo is attracted to her, it doesn't matter that he has crazy hockey and that he has conquerors. He could still be weak to her ability.
If he could not overcome his attraction through force of will.
Yeah.
Now, there is a thought process that someone like, say, someone like Doflamingo probably could, because he views everyone else aside from himself as lesser than himself. So he might
he in particular
less in a manner of attraction
Yeah.
in the sense of a strong emotion of affection, but more so a strong sense of ownership.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Doflamingo is like kind of incapable of love.
Right. But it's not love, it's a strong sense of emotion. So there is a thought process that his desire to own her as a possession would also be a strong enough emotion for her to work from. So there's that.
Possibly. Ooh.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool showdown to see, man.
Now, that being said, when it comes to awakened abilities, another very popular theory that was for Luffy's awakening was called like the resin evolved, I think, because rubber is a process of resin, and the idea is that he turns the world into liquid rubber, similar to that. So he's able to transform and change the world, which is was a super popular theory extension to Rubber World, where it's the idea that he's able to change the world into stuff, because rubber's whole purpose is to shape and transform and react. So that was a popular theory for a while. There was a huge theory that Luffy's devil fruit wasn't the rubber fruit and was actually the resin fruit, and that the default statement was as a Logia type, just that he was acting like rubber, but because he thought he was rubber, he ended up just locking himself in that way. And once he figures out he's actually a Logia type, he'll actually operate like that. But that theory was
That's funny.
That theory was so out there.
That's such a stretch. Get it, get it, get it, get it, you 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 get it, you
Another popular, there were so many popular theories, but we know the answer now, but I won't spoil it.
Man.
There was a huge controversy when that came out, but honestly, I think it was a perfect answer. I think what Oda did was genuinely brilliant. It was confusing to a lot of people at first. It was very confusing to a lot of people at first, myself included. But then as I looked into it, I was like, actually, this is genius. And people have a really wrong impression of it. When you eventually get there, I'm going to talk your ear off about why I love this so much. Without saying what the reveal is, I'll say what the impact of it was like on like the anime scene and One Piece community as a whole. Let's see. Here's a good example.
I don't know anything, but I know, I'm guessing it has something to do with Cloud Luffy that I keep saying.
That's not Cloud,
and I know what you're talking about. I know people are freaking crazy went psycho about that, so I don't have any context for it, but everyone is calling him Cloud Luffy.
It's sad that we couldn't keep you like away from that, because when that got revealed, it was everywhere. There's no like, it's gonna get spoiled for people who haven't gotten it.
It's like I'm terrified of getting caught up with only the anime, and then they're gonna reveal with the One Pieces and the manga, and it's gonna be spoiled for everyone.
Yeah, that's why I'm reading the manga.
Yeah, I'll probably when I get caught up start reading the manga.
I recommend it. I genuinely recommend it. Honestly, where you're at right now, when you got to Zou, when the Zou arc ended and we got to the arc after, that's when I put down the anime and started reading the manga instead. And honestly, right there is a good pickup point for the manga.
I'm probably gonna finish watching the anime though, because I'm watching it with Lily Boyfriend.
That's fair. But anyway, the impact that I'm going to just say that moment happens in these series almost crashed the internet.
Oh.
In my personal opinion, I compare it to being on par with, and I don't say this lightly, I compare it to being on par with the first time we saw Goku turn Super Saiyan. I think it's
no context for
equal
that.
to that. So the context to that is the Super Saiyan transformation was so influential as a scene in manga and anime that it protruded so strongly that the concept of strong power-up edgy transformations became like a standard, a regular thing in anime. You see that all the time, is like super spiky, over the top transformation powers.
And you're saying that
all of that
is
comes
the
from so you know how the Super Saiyan transformation is like the most prominent thing that set the standard for what transformations are like in anime? Yeah. Luffy's transformation into that form is on par with that, but in the opposite direction.
I'm so fascinated. I can't wait to get there, man.
Without saying anything further, I'm gonna just mention this. What I mean by it going in the opposite direction is Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan set a standard for one's strong, powerful emotions achieves a state of incredible power and fury, and that evolved into other shows adopting that to create more powerful, crazier, spiky, edgy transformations where it just kept getting crazier and edgier every time. And you see that all the time with like in various series. But with Luffy, it's not edgy at the slightest. It is more
it's like light mode.
It's more like a breath of fresh air, as opposed to the way I would equate what happens is, whereas Goku's first time transforming into Super Saiyan being an explosion of focus and fury, Luffy's is a explosion of emotion and freedom.
I want to watch, man. I want to watch One Piece.
It's I genuinely think Luffy's transformation that gets revealed is better than the Super Saiyan transformation. And that is high freaking praise from me, because Super Saiyan transformation was a thing I was obsessed with for all of my teenage years. I freaking thought it was the coolest shit, and I genuinely think One Piece did transformations better because, well, let me correct myself. I think it did it on par with Dragon Ball Z's first Super Saiyan transformation, because it did the thing that almost every anime keeps missing with transformations. They miss the point of what a transformation is to the character. It is not just a power-up, it is a literal and metaphorical change that occurs to the character. With Goku, when he first goes Super Saiyan, it is an acceptance of what he is, what he rejected for a good time, that he accepts. He is a Saiyan and an Earthling. And one of the things is, in the original Japanese version, it mentions this, there's a line that gets mentioned to it, and I think it encompasses what the transformation is about. The dub kind of butchers it a little bit by making it a story about how he
Don't
is
say any.
I'm not talking about One Piece, I'm talking about Dragon Ball.
Okay.
In the dub of Dragon Ball, they changed the context so that it's more about him being hope in the light, a force of good against the darkness of the world. But in the original Japanese version, it's not that at all. So let me find it. So let's see. Yeah, this is what it says in the Funimation dub. This was the changed one. It goes, I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer of all living things that cry out for peace. I am protector of the innocent. I am the light in the darkness. I am truth, ally to good, nightmare to you. That's the context. It's putting it as clear cut. I am good, you are evil. I'm here to vanquish you. and they simplified it to such a degree to try and appeal to a Western audience because of Superman as an influence of the story of the culture of our time. But in the original story, it goes like this: as you are surely well aware, I am the Saiyan who came from Earth to defeat you. Despite my calm, quiet heart, I am the legendary warrior awakened by intense anger. I am the Super Saiyan Son Goku. And the difference of that is key, because it is a statement to he is that legacy of the people he never knew, and the acceptance of his inheritance as something that isn't human innately, but states that he is the Saiyan from Earth. He is both Saiyan and Earthling, and that he is who he is, Son Goku. And that is the culmination, the acceptance of who he is, and the focus of his fury awakening that potential within him. That's what that key point of that transformation is. This was sort of meant to be the initial peak of Goku as a character. And in the Cell Saga, the saga that precedes after this one, is supposed to be how Gohan surpasses that legacy as truly being human and Saiyan. And that's why he's able to go far beyond the power of just a Saiyan, because he has that element of humanity that drives him forward. There's so many thematic elements in the story that gets missed a bunch. And in One Piece, they do the exact same thing with using the transformation, not as just a cool power-up, but as a sort of culmination to Luffy's character as a metaphorical stance and what it means at its peak. So that's what I mean by it does the same thing the Super Saiyan transformation does. Super Saiyan is Goku at his peak himself. That is what Luffy's is. It is peak himself and what he is as a metaphorical element to the story.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's done perfectly.
I want to watch One Piece. I want to watch One Piece.
You know the Zoro, Zoro's Ashura stance?
Yeah.
We still don't understand why that happens. The thought process of it is that hockey can kind of manifest in different ways. So there's a thought process that is simply the shape of his will.
Cool.
Because like we see with like say let's see, what's a good example of someone who's like a hockey user that has like interesting capabilities?
I don't know that many. I know Virgo uses hockey to cover his entire body.
So there's a thought process that's actually a weaker form of hockey. He's more about
what I've heard.
Hockey technique, which is the method of coding one's armament, and the other one is like it's not that his hockey is strong, but that his technique is strong and makes up for it. That's the thought process to it. It's also thought that the more you try to coat yourself in hockey, the less potent it becomes.
Yeah.
So that's a thought process as well, which is why when we see like Zoro use his swords, he only coats his like swords in hockey and not like every part of him.
Which is why even though this which is also why Virgo, like normally you'd be like, oh, you're with the hockey, you can't break it, but then like freaking Law just cuts him in half, no problem.
Yeah, that's a thought process that because Law focused his hockey as opposed to spread it out like Virgo did.
Does Law have hockey?
Yes, it's confirmed Law has hockey.
Oh, I just never see it. I'm like, do you have hockey?
Well, it doesn't look good with his abilities when they do the visual thing, because hockey's actually invisible.
That makes sense. So he's using hockey, he just can't, they don't show it.
Let me show you a reality check for something. remember how Doflamingo laughed his ass off when he saw Luffy for the first time?
Yeah.
That's because from Doflamingo's perspective, this is what he was looking at.
I mean, he still looked dumb. When I saw it, I was laughing too.
Well, this is what Dofi was looking at.
Yeah, that looks really fucking dumb. Oh!
Now, it is actually meant to be a reference to a specific type of Japanese thing. That, specifically that pose and the thing around his shoulders is sort of a reference to a few different things. But it's in reference to a lot of various things.
Yeah.
You'll find that Luffy's abilities after the time skip get a lot of reference to mythical cultures, like the Daibutsus, and also animals. Like most of his hockey-coded abilities are referencing animals. Like Rhino Schneider is both an animal coin, but it's also an actual type of gun. Like Luffy's attacks always reference weapons, and his hockey-coded attacks reference weapons referred to for guns or other weaponry. So it's like animal named weaponry is his hockey abilities, like Red Hawk
and Grizzly Magnum.
Grizzly Magnum, Red Hawk, Reno Schneider, King Kong gun is an original one, but you kind of understand the reference. It's King Kong and gun.
Yeah.
And then you have the King Kong gun. There's a couple of different ones.
But I just realized we haven't really seen Sanji's hockey, mainly because he wears black, so he wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
So is that literally the same?
Yeah, it is actually.
That's hilarious. They literally only show it just sometimes
it's
because
also thought
it's
that
visually.
Sanji's ability to conjure heat is the same way Luffy does through like hockey's willpower.
That makes sense.
Because the idea is that heat is easier to do for hockey because it's the context of creating friction to make heat.
Yeah.
So the idea is like originally when Sanji did his ability, like Devil Jumble, it was this idea that creating a intense friction to create heat, and that was a display of his will. And early on, it was just a early statement of hockey, similar to like Zoro's Ashura.
Yeah.
But we learn a lot about hockey in the later parts of the series.
See, Boily Boyfriend thought that Law didn't have any hockey.
No, he has it. He actually has had it since the beginning of the time skip. It's just it doesn't get touched on much because his Devil Fruit power is just so busted that he doesn't really need to use hockey too often. Which is why he ends up getting his butt kicked a lot by hockey users.
He depends too much on his Devil Fruit.
Luffy has probably found the best balance with his Devil Fruit, due to his Devil Fruit being so physical, is his Devil Fruit meshes incredibly well with hockey.
Yeah.
Like, Luffy has maxed his, like, hockey and Devil Fruit mergery to disproportionate degrees compared to other users. With the only other user who's used hockey and Devil Fruit power in a great synchronization being, and I shit you not, Doflamingo.
Yeah.
The only other person who has outdone Luffy and Doflamingo in integrating hockey into their Devil Fruit powers is Katakuri, and I won't say why.
I'm interested. Like a cha-cha-cha. Oh, this song is catchy.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. Can't wait for you to get to it. There's stuff I want to talk to you about so much, but I can't.
I'll get there eventually. I'm going pretty fast through the anime.
Yeah, you're getting to the parts where it's going to be a bit of a slog.
Yeah, I hear Whole Cake is less episodes than
it's a slog because in the manga it's a super duper short. It's super short as far as arcs go. And the anime really tried to stretch it out. Let's see. Did you get to the scene where everyone has met up at this point?
They're currently on their way to the nighttime people, the cat guys' place in the forest where he is currently singing his song.
Yeah.
He's currently like talking about what happened with Sanji.
You know how that song stretches out to almost 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a couple of panels in the manga. It's meant to be like a quick song and then a joke, which that's why the joke was funny, is he names off all these funny weird things about Nekomamushi, and then
oh wait, no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
Because we haven't gotten to Nekomamushi yet.
No, this is not where they meet Nekomamushi. It's Brook talking about Nekomamushi in song.
Well, he hasn't been talking about him yet.
Ah. Oh boy, you're in for a slog.
He's talking about why Sanji left.
Oh wait, that means you've gotten to the fucking drawing. That poor dragon.
Yeah, the dragon.
The tiny limbed dragon just. This creature was born to suffer.
Born to die.
It was
so funny that Luffy and Robin and then we're like crying out. And then freaking they have this
just like it's just a
they're like
drawing.
it's just like everyone else is crying their eyes out and then just goes to freaking Zoro and Law and they're like, can you stop? Like you're being dramatic. I'm like, stop it, you assholes! Stop it!
I want to mention that I've always had this theory that devil fruits find their way to the. It's never been confirmed yet, and it's still only a theory that I've seen. I don't see other people talking about it, but I think all devil fruits, in some capacity, try to find their way to the people that they are most suited to. With the only exception I thought was that guy.
I know. He just sucks at art. Don't you wish you had that ability?
I wouldn't be alone.
Yeah, you could draw yourself a girlfriend.
Maybe I would. Maybe a few dogs too. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff that goes on in Zoa. There's a lot of funny stuff that goes on, and
I like that freaking Law just shows up and he's like, yeah, I didn't expect to come back, and his crew is just like,
all of them just bawling their eyes out.
And Beppo just clinging to him. He's just like,
Law's crew be like, we have two moods, ballin' and ballin'.
There's no in between, man. They just like, they're all super losers, which is really funny to me. Like it seems like the only capable one so far that we've seen is Law, and his entire crew is just a bunch of like ragtag idiots.
It's funny because they're all doctors.
They all are?
Yes, all of them are doctors, except the bear and the big guy. His entire crew are medically trained, probably by him.
That's so fucking stupid. I like that he literally just has a bear as his navigator.
Oh my goodness. Wait, did you get to the scene where Bartolomeo talks about how he's been navigating the Grand Line?
No.
Okay, you listen. You're gonna get to a scene where you learn about how the hell this dumbass has been getting across the Grand Line. And it's the funniest thing. Do you want to know the funniest thing? They don't know what a log pose is.
Okay, so I watched a filler episode and they said that they didn't have a navigator in the filler episode, and I thought that was non-canon. But is that actually canon?
It's actually canon.
They don't have a navigator!
They don't have a navigator. They don't know what the frick a log pose is. I want to tell you so bad. I want to tell you so bad how they've been going across the Grand Line.
Barto!
Oh man, it's such a good joke. I want to tell you, it's so bad. It's like it's a 30-second clip. That's all it is, but it's 30 seconds of fucking gold.
Barto! Okay, so the filler episode I watched, they go, why they were like, how have you been navigating? We don't have a navigator. What have you been doing? Well, every time we're lost, we call someone.
That's it. That's canon.
That's actually canon?
That's actually canon. They call
grandma?
Bartolo's grandma and ask her for advice, and she just tells them some nonsensical bullshit, and they just believe it enough, and they've just been on pure
canon.
Yes, it's canon. That's actually freaking
this
canon.
This is in the manga.
This is
this
a canon
was in a filler
thing.
episode that I went back and watched.
I don't think
just for the fun
I don't
of it.
think it's in the manga. I think it is confirmed in an SBS by Oda.
That is so fucking dumb.
I want to just mention Bartolomeo is the luckiest motherfucker in the whole series.
He's feeling upwards harder than Buggy is.
Like, if you thought Buggy had fate fall into his hands, imagine you have been navigating the Grand Line with no compass, no log post, no fucking map, and the only thing you've been using to go across this hell of a sea is advice over a phone from a grandma that doesn't know you're going across the seas. You cannot tell me that he has not survived this entire thing through pure dumb luck.
I love Barto. He's one of my favorite
Bartolo is
characters.
a character that is a metaphorical representation of the One Piece fandom.
Barto is literally me.
Barto daydreaming about Daydream Luffy is the best thing ever. Him viewing Luffy like a high school girl crush on her senpai is the funniest thing.
It's so funny.
Bartolomeo is my favorite girl failure.
I love how, like, when he's like, oh my gosh, your bounties have been raised, and he like starts telling him, and then he looks to Law and he's like, oh yeah, yours went up too, whatever, and then he goes right back to everyone else and like, oh yeah,
shit about Law.
He does not give a shit about Law, and it's the funniest thing. He's just like, you're there, I guess. It doesn't matter how much he's helped the Straw Hats. He's like, you're not a Straw Hat, so therefore I don't care about you.
So something that is interesting. Sometimes the anime will turn the SBS cover, not the SBS, the story covers into short scenes or episodes in the anime, and they actually did that with one of Bartolomeo's as well, and they actually fleshed it out really well, like what they did with like Buggy on Gelmon's Island.
Yeah,
like that was that whole episode. I don't know if you watched it or not.
I did.
Yeah, that whole episode is story covers. It's not actually in like panels in the manga. It's told through story covers.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's the one thing I give praise to Toei Animation when they actually do it correctly is using the cover stories as a means to create actually good filler, because it's canon and it allows them to add what happens in between the different, covers.
I started watching a filler they said like I don't know if it's anything about it is canon, but they were talking about Barto's like childhood friend or something like that.
I don't know about Barto, but I know about Kid.
Apparently Kid's whole backstory is like contained in an SBS instead of actually like telling us anything about it.
Because Oda has outright stated that he doesn't think there'll be a chance for him to tell Kid's backstory in the story at this point.
Oof. Poor Kid gets overlooked.
Well, Kid's not got as tragic as a backstory. basically he set out to see kind of like as a, I guess as a test to his own sense, and he named his ship after a girl he liked as a kid. And there's that. But let's see, I'm not gonna say what happens or how it is. I'm just gonna mention a single sentence of context to Bartolomeo's one of Bartolomeo's cover stories. You know how the 4 warlords have islands that they claim as their territory?
Yeah.
And you know how taking down or burning a flag in any context of the story is considered challenging that person's authority?
Yeah.
Like when Luffy had Soga King shoot the Marine flag, which was challenging the world government. Like burning a flag is a big deal. So Bartolomeo goes to an island that's overseen by a emperor, one of the 4 emperors of the sea, and burns down their flag and says, "This is Luffy's land now." Do you want to know which emperor he did that to?
Oh no.
Shanks!
Shanks!
And I will provide you no further context so that you have fun looking forward to that colossal fuck up.
Barto, you colossal idiot! Barto! My poor boy! This is the worst thing that you could have possibly do!
The only other thing I'll say is this. He grows a pair and he mans up for what he did.
Oh my god, Barto, please. Barto! Ah!
You want to know
my
something?
Little idiot!
There are some people that do some stupid shit. By the way, there's been a whole point of contention with Shanks as a character. People were putting Shanks on Fraud Watch for so long. He is no longer on Fraud Watch for some of the things he's done. You remember how, like, during Marineford, Shanks showed up?
Yeah.
Do you know why he was late?
Why?
Because he intercepted another warlord, another Emperor of the Sea, and made them leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shanks made another warlord leave. And when he got to Marineford and said, "We're here to end this war," they all agreed and said, "Okay."
Yeah.
The reason for that is Shanks might not be like the warlord with the might not be the emperor with the most territory or the highest like infamy compared to the others. But hot damn, does this man, there's a reason no one invades the land Shanks has claimed.
Oh.
Now, the crazy part about Shanks is the fact that we canonically know by Oda and every, like, the story itself corroborating it, even in the earliest parts of One Piece, Shanks doesn't have a devil fruit power and still doesn't. And he commands that much authority over the sea.
He doesn't need one.
He really freaking doesn't.
The one thing that got me is that I'm like, how the frick did he lose his arm if he's supposed to be so strong?
So we actually know why he did that.
Oh?
Yeah, in the manga we know why. We don't know yet in the anime.
Okay, I'll wait until it gets adapted then.
But there's multiple reasons to it. You already know one of the reasons. He actually says it. Verbally, he says it. You've heard him say it. When Mihawk asks him about his arm, he goes, "It was an investment in the future."
Yeah.
So he purposely let his arm get bitten off, likely as a motivator for Luffy.
That's crazy!
But
like, I'm gonna make you feel indebted to me, you little shit.
No, it's meant to sort of show him the harshness of the sea and to show him how far you have to go to for your friends. That life and limb. It's why Luffy is so ready to like give up any aspect of himself, like even lose a body part for the sake of like his companions, because Shanks instilled that will into him. Basically,
I still think it would have been
Shanks' whole thing was stoking Luffy's will.
I still think it would have been cool if Law joined the one-arm club.
Now, there is an interesting thing, because I hate power scalers so much sometimes, because people have been putting Mihawk on quote-unquote fraud watch because he hasn't done any feats. There's a meme going around about how his sword is fake and that it's like just painted black and that he's just like buggy and he's just been putting a pose up. There's this whole thing about how he's not like all that. And here's the thing. You want to know what his most recent accomplishment was? That everyone overlooks his most recent accomplishment.
When he trained Zoro.
No Marine in the world wants to square up with him. Even if there's an entire army of Marines and he is by himself, they view him as such a threat to the world government, as a force of power. They see him as such a threat that they sent an entire battalion, including an admiral, to try and capture him.
Dang.
And he won. He is one guy.
Mihawk is super strong. That's the thing. I thought it was funny that people joke about him, not that he's like not that he's not powerful, but they joke about him like literally like smurfing, like by going over to the Baradier and like fighting Zoro, he's smurfing. He's like going into a low level area when he's actually super skilled. Just harassing the low level newbies.
Here's an interesting thing. A feat people overlook constantly. You remember when he divided that island-sized tsunami?
In Marineford?
Yes, when he swung his sword once and divided an island-sized tsunami.
Yes.
You want to know the coolest part to that?
What?
It's thought he did that without hockey.
Oh. Crazy.
Because here's why we think that he did it without hockey. Because if he was using hockey at any point during that story, it was the one time he swung at Whitebeard when his sword had like all of that stuff going on.
Yeah.
We think that is the only time he used hockey, and the rest of the time he was just being nonchalant, which is why Buggy lived. Because he didn't see it as unnecessary. Which means when that mother cut the tsunami in half, there's a very good chance he did not use hockey to do it. He just did it with pure skill and aura. Also, the key thing is, we've seen this man sever a galleon effortlessly. We've seen him throw an attack at Those Bones, I think is his name, the diamond guy, and it push him back. And we've seen him cut a tsunami like an island-sized tsunami in freaking half, and none of those attacks were named attacks.
Yeah.
We've seen a named attack from Shanks. I won't say what he accomplished with that named attack, nor what the effect of it was in context, but I'll mention this. When he did his named attack, the fight ended. It was the one and only attack he did, and it ended the entire fight.
Some of these guys are so powerful, it's really scary.
Yeah, and the funnier part to it all is we've been only learning about even crazier characters that are,
of course.
So man, I don't think you're at.
Nah, don't spoil anything. I'll wait
I'm gonna
until
look something up, and then I'm gonna see if you've known it yet by looking this up without saying what it is.
So I think we've been chatting for like an hour.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm having fun. I don't know if
I need to go get food.
Dang it, because I can't even say the character's name because it's a spoiler. I'm certain you've seen The Empty Throne.
I have not seen an empty throne.
Okay, so you haven't. Wait, shouldn't you be at the point where? I'm trying to remember where these segments are at. Oh, here's what I can. Have you seen The Reverie?
No.
Okay, then you're not there yet.
Reverie is post Whole Cake, I believe, which I'm not even in Whole Cake yet.
Yeah. The Reverie is a event. It's not an arc.
Yeah, that's why. But Shindo mentioned that it's like almost like a mini arc, but not really at all.
It's a side story, more like.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah. The way Shindo put it is correct. It's like a mini arc.
Anyway, I'll be right back. I need to get my food.
Okay.
Wow.
Welcome back.
I'm just munching.
Understandable.
Look at that. Your line art is so clean that you can just bucket drop at it.
That's how I've worked out my line work. Is I always try to keep tight line work rather than loose line work. Specifically so that it's easier for the color flats. It also creates good color consistency. So I want to just get your opinion on this with each of these. I'm going to start from when it gets done doing. We're going to start from this concept and just move to every concept after. And you just tell me which one is your favorite so far, what elements from ones you like, and such and such, just so I get some feedback. So we're just going to go through each one. We won't do feedback until after you've seen all of them and can make a full assessment. Okay?
Okay.
You just tell me when you want me to go to the next one when you feel like you've gotten this one analyzed enough.
Next one. Okay, next one. What's the difference between this one and the last one? Oh, the software, yeah.
Little touches
Okay,
here
next
and there to give it some enhancements so the base isn't so plain, and a complete change of the overshirt.
Okay, next one. One looks like a cute Sunday dress.
That was the vibe.
Next one. Next one. Honestly, this one's pretty cute. But I like the first one the best, I think.
The very first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, this one.
Obviously, it needs different shoes. But I like this one.
So these two,
I'd love
from what
to-
I gather, are the strongest that you like. These two.
Yes.
Let's look at the base. I already know which shoes you like more, and which pants you like more. You mentioned you like the pants with the bows on them.
Yes.
Which shirt design are you liking more? One is definitely
The one with
more...
the flowers.
That one. Okay. That poses itself as a little tricky.
Oh, did I tell you my art? The art for my model is done.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, it's finished, and the rigging will start in May.
Can I take a look at it?
Yes. Do you want to look at the PSD file or?
Just take a screenshot or such.
Okay.
Are there any elements from... So, with this one, on the base design, not the overshirt, you're liking the shirt from this one more. And that's about the specifics on that one. You like pretty much everything else about this one but the shirt.
Yes. Well, let me see. Can you update it? Okay, there we go. I kind of like the puffiness of this one.
I'm not talking about the overcoat. I'm talking about just the base.
Oh, just the base.
Yeah, because I can
Yeah,
change the code
yeah.
with no issues. It's the base I'm focused on.
Oh yeah. I like the base better for this one.
So you like the
Besides the
base for
shirt.
this one better, minus the shirt.
Besides the shirt. Yeah.
So what's the element about the shirt that is from this one that you're not liking, if you can state it, compared to this one? what's drawing you, because that'll help me get the vibe you're looking for.
I like how it's tucked in. Instead of like out. But I do like the kind of V-neck kind of look of the other one.
Okay, I have an idea then. Do you like the little ribbons? The little ribbons and bows on the waistline?
Not really.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. Good thing to check on.
I'm gonna see. I think this file is gonna be too big to send you.
That's why I recommended a screenshot.
Yeah. Bounce Man looks so dumb, man.
Okay, I think I've got a shirt design in mind, because you mentioned you like the tucked in look, and you like the
Yes.
V, the kind of V patterning in the second one. You don't like the ribbons or the looseness from that one.
Yes.
I've got a good vibe for this one. Now let's talk about the overshirt. You're saying you like this one more because it's fluffier?
Yes.
That's tough to work with because you're asking for a summer outfit design, but fluffy doesn't work for a summer outfit design. That's more winter or autumn.
Well, we're going for more of a spring outfit.
Okay, that changes. I think. Any elements from the second one that you like?
Can you refresh it again? Every time I go into Zoom, it messes up. Any elements from the second one? I mean, besides the shoes, I like the shoes.
I mean the overshirt.
Oh, the overshirt.
Yeah, we're focusing on the overshirt now.
I like that overshirt being in the first one, or the second one, the fluffy one. It's just the being kind of simple, but with a big bow. Every time I get food, Luffy goes crazy.
Oh, I think I know what the design choice here is. Okay. I think I know what it is that is drawing you to this one over this one, and it's not just the fluffy aesthetic.
Oh.
It's the shoulder formation. This was originally a straight across, so it was shoulder revealing. Originally, that's what it was, like this one. And you said you were looking for something a little different from that one because you wanted something that was more covering, which, springtime kind of deal. It makes more sense for it to be open, but we're ignoring that for aesthetic sake. And I changed it to a U formation, which is, as you would expect, it's a U-shaped formation. But this one is a V-shaped formation. And because it's a V-shaped formation, it naturally falls in line to the bow, as opposed to this, where the bow
has to be gradually put in through the U, whereas this one directly focuses it on the bow and makes
That
the bow
makes
feel
sense.
a part of it. It's not just the fluffiness aesthetic, because this is fluffy. This is also fluffy, but clearly something isn't translating to you to give that feeling of fluffy. And the reason for it is that you like the focus on the middle bow, which is giving that high fluffy aesthetic. So what I need to do for the next iteration of this is to use this V formation design with the puffed out shoulders and the puffed out bottoms, and keep the tightness form factor on here to where it's loose around the spot except for the band, and keep the V formation in there. And it'll work a lot better for this design if I change the shirt to have this V cut formation seeing right here, because then I can lean into that shape more so that they feel more unified.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, designer brain just went full autistic there.
Yeah, I get you. I also
So,
sent you a.
That will be the next iteration.
So
I'm going to-
I mean, you can't show it on screen, but I got the
Well,
karaoke
obviously,
arm, and
Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not going to show it on screen.
I also sent you I got a karaoke arm, and it has the karaoke mic that you designed.
You're a real VTuber now.
Yeah.
You look like a K-pop idol.
Let's freaking go! I'm
The
in
folds
K-pop
in the
now.
The folds in the outfit are wonderful, and I'm so glad she got the patterning on the skirt correct.
It's fantastic, man.
I'm also glad that she did correct the flowers in the hair to make them asymmetrical. She had them as symmetrical for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes look genuinely beautiful. They are exactly what I was intending for when I came up with the design. And she got the ears just as I was mentioning before. She doesn't have the little loose tufts at the ends, but it gives that fluffiness with the little curves.
Mm-hmm.
The sakura petals and loose blooms, all that's looking good. The only thing, and this is just because my style is so specific with the way I did it, is the like loose fringes at the end of the beret.
Mm-hmm.
The braided hair section. The way I handle it is I do a teardrop shape where it's this kind of puffed up at the base and small pointed at the tip. It's not normal. It is not a normal way when someone draws that. Most people do what she's been doing, which is the fluke is what I call it, where it's a single swoosh where everything falls a unanimous shape instead of going out and then in, which is what I do. That's the only thing that's different from the choice, but it fits the aesthetic of this style more to do what she did.
I'm so excited.
She did very good on the ohage.
It's so cute, man.
I'm glad she got the beauty marks placed incorrect. I know it's such a small detail that I mentioned to move it just slightly inward, but there was purpose for when I did that. This is great. Did she have anything that she mentioned or said with anything further that she said or mentioned with the design?
She just kept calling it beautiful.
I'm glad she enjoyed the design.
She's so proud of this. It's hilarious. She's like she's been posting pictures of it, which I allowed her.
I'm so glad you got to use the reference that I made for the microphone.
Me too. I was like, oh, I want a microphone, and then I'm like, oh, he designed one.
Like, I already did that. I thought ahead. I also thought of a phone that you still haven't used.
Well, I don't know what I do with a phone toggle.
Act like you're talking to chat.
I chat.
It's also just a nice toggle to have. Also, the fact that I gave your phone the ohage, I feel like is the biggest missed opportunity with having a phone toggle.
It's very cute.
I get the feeling you wish you had this in real life.
I do! I wish I had it!
The perks and non-perks of having a designer as a friend. I can make so many things, but I can't make them real.
Oh, Hush Blossom, no chat for you. You're so mean.
Blossom?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Ah!
I half expected you to like sass back at me.
No, it's funnier to cry.
It is funnier that you cry because you're a little whiny bitch.
I found out that Egg has a collection of One Piece cards, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Do you have any law cards?" And he's like, "No."
Of freaking course. Man, I'm surprised you haven't ever commissioned me for fan art of Law.
I might do that. I'm literally so tempted.
You make what if one day you just have me like make a Law themed overlays? Because I can do that.
What would I do with that?
You'd use them.
But they don't fit my character's aesthetic.
Okay, Blossom. Whenever you do your One Piece talks, you can just have a overlay that's totally One Piece themed. That is an option.
All I do, okay, so I don't mean to. Every time I don't mean to, but I freaking end up talking about One Piece. I literally today spent 4 hours talking about One Piece mostly, and then people were just fine with that. And I'm like, how?
People like seeing an autistic girl talk about her hyperfixation.
And I talked about my weird dreams that I have all the time that normally result in One Piece, and they're odd. Like, I had a dream where everyone's favorite character came to life, and so Law was real in my house.
Before.
And my boyfriend's got Zoro, and it was like, well, this is interesting.
It's funny because I am very rarely in your dreams.
Yeah, you were in my dreams a couple times. But most of the time it's like you're missing. It's like most of the time we try to contact you, but you're not there, which is really funny to me. Like,
well, it's very in theme with me.
I mean, it's funny because most of the time I feel like if I contact you, you're gonna respond.
Well,
and so it was weird that
I'm usually pretty quick to respond.
So every time in my dream, I try to contact you and you just don't respond. You just ghost me.
Man, Dream Astral's an asshole.
I still love the dream where we turned into our VTuber personas and Goodish was too short.
I love the concept that I just kind of screwed off.
Yeah, you're just like, let's go to space!
I'm just out here just like, space. I'm like the core from Portal.
Space core.
Space. Go to space.
Space.
I love space.
I just love how Goodish was super short and he kept having to like sit up in his chair so he was visible in the webcam in my dream. It was so funny.
Goodish. Blossom, you did this. This is your fault.
You did this.
Oh man, I have to pick between Kaito or Silent Bell. Kaito is like crazy autistic like I am. But Silent Bell is also like that, but a woman.
But a woman.
I'm gonna go with Kaito. I gotta help an autistic brother out. He's playing Resident Evil Requiem.
That's a fantastic game. I
have no idea
it's my favorite.
I have no idea if Kaito's autistic in any capacity. I think he just has ADHD. But like, the man could convince me he was autistic.
Yeah. He's honorary autist.
he gets a gold star. Oh good, he's getting chased by a monster while he holds a Zippo light as a scared blonde woman.
Dude, that's the hardest part.
That's a fun description, isn't it? All right, catch you later, everybody. Bye bye.